My life changed when I met my billionaire mentor. He explained to me the missing piece was to become super conscious. Now, the part I haven't shared with you yet is he told me to become super conscious and to focus on the genius part of my wounding. And this is where everything changed. He said, Chris, you're not broken. Became a good book title. He said, you're not broken. Hey, by the way, who went out and got my books this week? I want to share a big thank you and massive gratitude for supporting this work. It means the world to me that you decided to go and get it. So you are not broken. In fact, the way you think you're broken is how you are powerful. Here are the 9 unconscious wounds and their corresponding superpower. Are you ready? The first wound is this belief that we're not perfect. This wound is that you're inherently flawed or defective and you must strive for perfection. With this wound, the core belief is that you must be good and right to gain approval from others and yourself. Anyone like me have this wound that there's something about them they need to change and they're not quite perfect? Well, on the other side of that wound is an intuitive vision of excellence. Those of us who experience the wound of not feeling perfect possess an intuitive understanding of moral order of the world. Think about Gandhi. He had this wound. He also had the superpower to recognize ethical choices, injustice detectors, and standards of excellence. If you have the wound of perfectionism, when you put it in the right way, you will create perfect situations for your money and wealth to flourish. See, the person who has this wound feels immensely self-critical. When you realize how valuable being critical is, see, I want the person who wants to create the perfect investing strategy. I want them to realize their full superpower, not to get stuck in self-criticism. This is the first intuitive superpower. Now, those of you who have this, you don't realize that your ability to be negative and critical about the world and yourself, you don't realize, I know what other people say, you're so critical, and you say to them, yeah, you should try being inside my mind. Who is the person that is always critical and judgmental of themselves and others, even though they don't love to admit it? If this is you, you don't realize that many people don't do that. And you've likely been told not to be so critical, haven't you? People have told you, don't be so critical. Screw them. Your criticalness is your superpower. I want you to hear this. Your judgment, your judgmental nature, that's your superpower. Yet we keep thinking it's bad. You keep thinking it's bad. It's not bad. It's who you are. And you get to rise into this idea that we need people to point out what is wrong and what is right. The next superpower is based in the wound of not feeling worthy. The wound of the second, number 2, is the belief that they are unlovable just the way they are, and they must be needed and indispensable to others. The core belief is that they must meet the needs of others. This is the people pleaser, the martyr, the nurse, the helper. This is the person that's always helping everyone else. You know you have this wound if the number one thing that lights you up is helping your kids, helping your friends, helping your family, helping society. You're a volunteer and you love helping. Yet at times you wonder, I've helped everyone else in life. What about me? What about me? When are people going to help me? See, then you think, I shouldn't help everyone else so much, right? How many times have you heard that? Put yourself first. You shouldn't just be helping everyone else. See, it's born in this wound of not feeling worthy in your own skin. See, I want you to write this down. It is so hard to help the helper because the helper is so busy helping everyone else, they don't like to be helped. See, the helper doesn't feel worthy of their own goals, so they just help everyone else. But I want you to hear this loud and clear. Your ability to help others is your gift. It's your gift. My wife has this wound, and she has been the best second in command as I built this business. No business that I've had happened without my wife behind me. Absolutely not. She is in the perfect position to be at her full superpower of the helper. 100%. When you realize that you have the wound of I'm not worthy, then you realize you have a superpower of intuitive awareness of other people's needs. The superpower of number 2 is that these people have an intuitive radar for perceiving the needs and desires of others. They can sense when someone requires support or attention, often offering help before it's requested. They have emotional insights that guides them to read between the lines of people's emotions, and they possess intuitive skills for maintaining harmonious relationships. This is so important to realize that if you have this gift, you must put yourself in a place where you are leading teams, where you are helping a business leader to go out there and create. As a helper, you're a fantastic coach, one of the best ever. This is so important to understand, is that when you realize that your desire to help others is your genius, you are allowed to get paid for it just like everyone else. Someone write that down. You are allowed to get paid for helping others. You're allowed to. You are absolutely 100% allowed to. Yet you live most of the time in the wound of not feeling worthy that you're allowed to. I want you to get this. At the base of all adding value is helping another human being. Alright, number 3. The third unconscious wound is I am not enough. This wound is the belief that they're worthless or unimportant unless they're successful and admirable to others. They're not allowed to just be them. They must be other people must admire who they are. The core belief is they must achieve and succeed in other people's eyes to be worthy and with respect. And I'll put my hand up. This is me. I lived in the wound for so long, and I only tried to do things that I thought other people would clap, that I thought other people were successful. And so I did everything else, and then I tell you what, when I stopped needing to do it for other people, and I launched what was in my heart, when I launched the superconscious work, I created a huge risk, and the risk was that no one would like it. I want you to hear this. There was no superconscious out on the internet before me. My coaches and mentors did not put it out there at all. I was the one who put it out there. When I put it out there, some of my best friends ridiculed me, laughed at me. They took screenshots and said, Chris Duncan, supercon. Instead of superconscious, they wrote it as supercon and called me a con ass, called me this. They blocked me on Facebook. I got completely rejected, and I had to risk that in order to then shine my brightest light and launch the thing that mattered the most to me. And when I did, I stepped into my full genius and being able to get into my superpower, which is an intuitive grasp of success. If you have the third superpower, you have an intuitive sense of what it takes to achieve goals and can chart a course of success. Your intuition guides you to present information effectively, and you understand how to adapt and showcase the best qualities in various situations. We, as a number 3 superpower, they can possess intuitive insights. And so when I was told, Chris, stop being broken, stop thinking you're not enough, trust yourself, go to your highest genius, follow through on what you really believe. 2 $10 million businesses in 5 years. Before that, all I did was go around and around and around and around and around. Number 4, the unconscious wound of I don't belong. By the way, who's enjoying today? Is this important information? What I'm sharing with you is in my latest book called Superconscious Power, How to Integrate Your Shadow. See, the shadow is just the smaller version. Can everyone see that in everything I'm sharing with you, the wound or the shadow is just a small version of who they become. Yet we get so caught up in thinking that our wound is bad, we don't realize the high side of the wound. And we just need to rise to the higher side of it. So the fourth is this idea that we don't belong, that we're a tragic romantic, that we don't fit in anywhere, we're different from others, and we're completely unique. They feel isolated, and in their intensity, they believe they must hold on to this inner turmoil to maintain their distinctiveness. The core belief is that they are an individual and completely unique and don't belong anywhere. They, and this identity, is intertwined with the tragic beauties of life's complexities. And so this wound of I don't belong is this long lost hope to finally belong. Can be created by a parent leaving at an early age, or moving countries, or feeling like they've lost something. Does that make sense? Feeling like they've lost something. And so this unconscious wound of I don't belong causes this person to go inside and become unique. However, when they raise to their higher self, the unconscious wound of I don't belong creates an artist. See, the artist really expresses their authenticity, creative expression, and has emotional depth. When I think of absolute amazing super number fours, I know that they have the ability to be completely unique. If you think of Lady Gaga, who's putting meat on her dress and being completely unique and the world following her. Taylor Swift has this ability. They have the ability to have creative expression. Every single artist who wants to create uniqueness does it out of this need to create authentic uniqueness. However, when they raise to their highest genius, they end up creating art, poetry, movies, and music that lets the rest of us experience what it's like to be human. They have amazing creative expression, and their intuition leads them to do that. They have intuitive sense for recognizing authenticity, and they navigate these deep emotions. Okay? It's so crucial to get this, is that every single wound, the wound of not belonging and being an individual, creates a superpower of creating something individual, which is art. No two pieces of art are the same. And that's this superpower. Who's getting it? The fifth superpower is the unconscious wound of I'm not capable. The unconscious wound of the five is the belief they lack inner resources and must conserve their energy and knowledge to protect themselves from a demanding and intrusive world. The core belief is they must possess knowledge and self-sufficiency to be secure. So this person, in their wound, they reject the world. You will see them as the rake-thin, skinny college professor, university professor, unkept here, that is really smart about one topic in the whole world. Does that make sense? Who knows what I'm talking about? You see this person. They are the one that just studies how to play the violin, and that's all they care about, nothing else. See, this unconscious wound of I'm not capable is the kid that wasn't that great at sports, and they retreat to their mind. And as they retreat to their mind, they choose an area to become capable on. And they typically just deny everything else, including food and substance and material wealth. I want you to get this. Who's seen those photos of the billionaires? And they show like Mark Zuckerberg next to Warren Buffett and someone else. And then they have a quote under it. Look at these billionaires, not a Gucci belt inside. Right? Who's ever seen that? Look at them, because they're just wearing plain clothes, right? Have you seen that? Is they just wear these plain clothes, and so the quote is, well, look at these rich guys. They don't show off their richness. Well, actually, all of those super successful tech entrepreneurs, Zuckerberg, what's the guy that owns Amazon? You guys know them, right? The Amazon guy, Elon Musk guy, Jeff Bezos, all of these guys, right? See, what they actually are, they have this genius. And this is the genius of they don't actually feel capable on the inside, and so they went and focus intensely. Like if you think about Bill Gates, they have this ability. They don't really care about they have this ability to focus, and so they have this intuitive comprehension of knowledge. Think about it. They have this knowledge synthesis. I mean, they make things like Facebook and Amazon, which sells so many things, right? They have this ability to have expertise and intuitive understanding. They are super cognizant. They understand how to put things together. They have an intuitive capacity for synthesizing knowledge. And if you notice, they seem to have an immense thirst for knowledge. So who thinks they've got this superpower? You have the ability to go and spend your time in books and learning. You love to learn. You can put ideas and thinking together. Thinking is your happy place. Understanding knowledge. You're the type of person that has got some core competencies and you just keep learning more and more and more and more and more and more. Does that make sense? That is you if you have this superpower. But you also have a wound where you're kind of worried about the world. Yeah. Okay, the next one, the unconscious wound is I'm not safe. Okay, this wound here is I'm not safe, and the unconscious wound of the six is that they believe that they need guidance and support. A lot of times, you'll see this wound show up in a place that lacks authority. So you'll find this person in a rebel bikie gang and in the military, because their core belief is they need security and guidance from authority. Someone type in a yes if you get that the person in the rebel gang, the person in the military, and the person in the police force are all wanting rigid, safe, security, authority figures, hierarchy. Do you see how they want the same thing? And so the wound shows up in different places, but the core belief is they need security. They need an authority, someone to tell them what to do. Does that make sense? I need someone to show and tell me what to do. Now, what's amazing, if you have this, and a lot of people have this orientation, I want to give you my money, because there's no one better to give money to than someone that is always worried about threats, risk assessment, and loyalty. I've got the most amazing number 6 superpower lady in my business. Her name's Brett. And I literally messaged her today and I said, hey, what do you think about this business opportunity? And she tells me all the reasons why we shouldn't do it. They are always thinking about threat detection, risk assessment, loyalty. Now, people say, sorry, I haven't covered this in the last few. People say, don't be so negative. Don't always be so pessimistic. Think about this. Being pessimistic is their superpower. See, if I go to the last one, they say, hey, don't be, go outside and play. Why are you just focusing on just this one piece of knowledge? No, that's your superpower, right? No, don't be so emotional. Why are you so emotional? Why are you being so different? That's their superpower. For me, stop. That people said to me, Chris, stop, don't be so focused on success. Don't be so focused on success. Why do you always talk about money? Don't talk about that. Don't be focused on that. Don't do that. You should just, you should just be happy with what you've got. And so the thing is, we get told that our superpower is wrong. Who gets it? Someone type in a yes if you get it, right? Who's getting that? Like, we get told that what we are, we get told that it's wrong to be who we are. So don't be pessimistic. Screw that. Being pessimistic is your superpower. You see threats, you see risks, and there's a place for you to make tons of money with that. Now, the next unconscious wound is the wound that I'm not allowed to be sad. The unconscious wound of the 7th orientation is the belief that they're not allowed to be sad or in pain, and they must escape discomfort at all costs. Discomfort is bad. Life is about being happy, and if you're unhappy, you've failed life. This core belief is that they must seek pleasure at all costs. The problem is as we all know, anything worth doing anything in life isn't always joyful, right? If you think about parenting, if you think about birthing a business, if you think about learning a new skill, at the start it's a fun idea, then you have to go through hard times, but the hard times make it worth it. Is it true? The hard times make it worth it. This person will not allow boredom, and so they most likely have shiny object syndrome. They're always bouncing to the next relationship, the next friend group, the next idea, and you cannot turn around and before they've changed their ideas to do something else. Do you know someone like this? They're always happy. They're always wanting to do things, but underneath, really, you feel like they're missing out on life because they're always bouncing around. This is the hippie culture, right? The flower power culture. Now, people say to them, don't be so, stop jumping around, stop doing this. But the truth is, this person, their superpower is their ability to explore possibilities, to come up with ideas and new opportunities. This is their superpower. This person makes the best ever marketing consultant in the world. They turn up, give you a bunch of ideas, get paid for it, and then go to the next business, give the next business a bunch of ideas, and go to the next one. These people make amazing business people when they're able to just come up with ideas and they work with somebody else who turns their ideas into reality. This is literally Richard Branson. Richard Branson just comes up with ideas, puts CEOs in place to run it. Comes up with another idea, puts CEO in place to run it. You see? They work really good with the second orientation who just wants to help someone who has the ideas. So they come up with the ideas, they let someone else go. They write one book after another, after another, after another. They are great book writers. They write the next one. This person, to be feeling alive and to be using their fullest expression in life, they must have 10 things on the go at once. Yet everyone always tells him, you shouldn't have so many things on the go. But having so many things on the go is what makes them feel alive. Does that make sense? They need the possibilities. They need to be able to get things going. That's their freaking superpower. They just must understand how to use it the right way. If I need new ideas for a marketing campaign, I'm getting someone with the 7th orientation every single time. Okay, the eighth unconscious wound is this idea that they're powerless. And the 8th believes that they're vulnerable, and therefore they must be strong and assertive, but underneath they think they're vulnerable. The core belief is that they are without power themselves, and only the strong survive. And this might be because they had a troubled upbringing, maybe in a war zone, or maybe their house felt like a war zone because their parents were always fighting, or maybe they were the oldest and their parent was a drunk, or whatever it was, but they feel powerless and they feel vulnerable and they feel scared. Maybe there was abuse around and they feel scared about it. And so because of that, they've decided they need to be powerful, right? And that they can't be powerless. Yet this stoic person is always told, share your feelings, be vulnerable, be this, be that. Does that make sense? Share your feelings. I can't get through to you. However, on the other side, they have an intuitive mastery of power dynamics, influence, and protection instincts. They literally have risen to the higher side of that. Their superpower is they mastered control. They want to be in charge. Does that make sense? They want to be in charge. They want the hard jobs. They like being in politics. They like running the business. They like being given all the problem and then get them out the way. I love this person. This is the person I want running my company. Here you go. Here's the problem. They say, give me all the biggest problems and then get out my way. I want to deal with the problems. This is the boss. This is the controller. Yet their whole life they're told, stop being so controlling. Show more emotion. Let other people do it. True? But the truth is, they want to take all the problems on. They want to do it. They want to control it. They want to be in charge. Yet their whole life, stop being so bossy. Stop being so controlling. Who's heard it before, right? Stop being so much this. And then they try to share their feelings, or they try to be soft, but it's not who they are. True? They want to be in control. Yeah. Okay, the last one is the word that I'm nobody. They believe that they're a nobody. Maybe when they were growing up, there was so much chaos going on. All they wanted was peace. Maybe they were the 3rd child, and they just wanted to maintain peace. The core belief is that goals and going for things create discomfort, and the only thing that matters is feeling peaceful. And so they have this idea that I'm nobody. I don't want goals. I don't want things. I don't want that. I just want to feel peaceful. Can I just feel peaceful, they say. I don't want all these things. And so they have this unconscious wound of feeling peaceful. People always come into their life and they say, hey, why don't you go for things in your life? Why don't you do I don't know what I want. And they're just the floaters in life. They're the drifters. And they're the nobody. However, they have a big superpower. And their superpower is that they're actually the healers of this world. They are able to heal conflict, mediate between people, and get people to work together. They are the best healers I've ever seen. They're the ones that can just be there, make sure everyone else gets along, and then fade into the background. And that is their absolute favorite genius place to be, is creating cooperation between others. And they don't realize that that is a super needed skill in every business and money creation. And that is the ninth superpower. How was that? How was that? How was that? So here is the summary. Someone give me some feedback if that was a good summary. Each wound we all can access, but some of them will be stronger than others. Each wound is the fertile soil that grows the superpower. So I'm not perfect grows the superpower of intuitive vision of perfection and moral order. The wound of I'm not worthy grows the superpower of awareness of others' needs. The wound of I'm not enough grows the superpower of grasp of success. The wound I don't belong is the superpower of intuitive insights into creativity and authenticity. The wound of I'm not capable, okay, is the fertile soil of intuitive comprehension of knowledge. The wound of I'm not safe is the intuitive sensing of threats. The wound of I'm not allowed to be sad is the intuitive exploration of possibilities. If the wound of I am powerless, then intuitive mastery of control. The wound of I am nobody is the intuitive creation of harmony. Now we can access all of these, however there'll be some that just don't ring true to you. I know for me that I'm very, very much focused on the third superpower and then the seventh and eighth superpower. So I know I can access those really easy. And those of you asking if this is on a PDF and stuff like that, this is from my new book, and you can all get that when it's released, which won't be far away. So to activate your superpower, you must die to the wound. Someone type that in. To activate the superpower, I must die to the wound. You must die to the wound. So just let these wash over you as I read them out. There is no such thing as being perfect. You must give up the idea of ever being perfect, finished, complete, or without defect. You're as perfect as you will ever be. And when you can fully allow that to be true, then the superpower can rise out of it. You ready for the second one? You are not needed at all. You are not needed at all. Others are fine without you. When you die to the fact you're not needed, you're not. Others will take you, it's fine. You're not needed. And if you can find, I know these are tough. You'll feel which one is you when I read it out. You'll feel which one is you. By the way, you're not needed. You're not any more needed than anyone else on the planet. You're just simply not. If you weren't here, we'd find a way to fill that place. Someone's already fighting it. What if I'm a counselor? Counselor is just a business. Someone else would do the counseling if you weren't here. Number 3, you can never be more successful than you already are. I'm still working at accepting that. I'm still a work in progress. I don't even want to read it twice. It pisses me off. But you must die to the wound. You can never be more successful than you already are. That's how I knew that was the one that one pisses me off the most. Okay, number 4. You are not special. You are ordinary. You are not special. You are ordinary. Someone's not even allowing themselves to die to the wound. You must die to the wound. You can never be more successful than a human being already is. You can never be more successful. The successful is completely made up. You are not special. You are ordinary. The next is you will never be smart enough. You will never be smart enough. The next, you are not safe, actually. You are not safe. You're very much just a blood, flesh, and bone that's not safe. No one's here to save you. You're not safe. I don't know why the U is on this next one. The next one is life is boring. Life is boring. It is suffering. You are vulnerable and weak. The world is not peaceful. And so as you die to these and you allow it to be true, well, if you try to, most people don't like what's written on this page because most people's egos, self-conscious identities, do not want to accept these truths. And so by me showing this to you, I'm helping you see, experience, and know that there is some work to be done here. Can someone type in a true if you get it? There is. Like, if you're always, if you can't say to yourself, I'm never going to be perfect, then what you're trying to do is be perfect, which is experience. You're not living super consciously. If you're trying, if you think you're not needed, if you think you're needed, see, you're living out this idea that you're needed. You're not in it. You know, no, you're not any more special than anyone else, right? You're as successful as you're going to be. So, can we all agree that this is a hard thing, and you know, you didn't come into this expecting that we would be going this far, but hey, some part of your consciousness brought you to this 3-day, true? And so to activate your superpower, you must die to the wound. You must die to it. You must not try to fix it. You must die to that wound and go, yeah, you know what? Yeah, life is boring. A lot of it. Yeah. You die to the wound. And then the wound, if you're no longer trying to solve the wound, you can accept that the world is not peaceful, that the lion will rip the gazelle apart. It's not peaceful. That you die to it, then you can access more. And so the way that we access it is we have these core choices. And if you remember back to the diagram, I said you got to live core choices. And these are the core things. If you can choose right now to love your life in spite of that wound being true, if you can be the predominant creative force in spite of that, if you can have a healthy and vital body in spite of that, and live your true nature and purpose, when you can live these 4, anything can show up. And I'll tell you what can show up. When you live these 4, you will go and create a huge amount of wealth. I tell you this right now. I've not yet met a creator that fully embraces the superconscious work that doesn't choose to have a lot of money. Because it's fun. See, if you are not trying to solve any of the wounds and you're living your superpower, then having lots of money is just a fun choice. Because you're just having fun. And letting everyone else, instead of trying to save people or be strong for others or trying to always be happy or trying to always be safe, you're just so busy having fun. And part of having fun and having a great life is having lots of money, giving it away, doing what you want to do with it. Does that make sense, everyone? That's why I'm teaching this to you, because I've never met a creator yet who truly dies to their wound and lives their highest vibration, their full superpower, And doesn't be like, yeah, well, it'd be great to have a couple $1 million coming in every month. Let's go. That sounds like fun. They just do that because it's obvious, because there's nothing that they're trying to solve or fix about themselves. They're just having fun. Does that make sense? And so transformational coaching is what I'm all about, is by helping you go, what would you do just for fun, even if the wound is true? And we use a 5-step system. The first, we say, what would you love to create for no reason at all? If you were starting, what would you love to create? Because this gives you a reason for the money. Does that make sense? What would you love to create? Then we say, what's it like now compared to that? Let's get into that end result of all the fun, awesome things you would like to have, so you have reasons for the money. We then recode the resistance. By the way, how many of you had a good recode yesterday? We recode the resistance to you going out there and creating a life you love and having everything you want. And then we use a bunch of processes. We let go of all of these things. And we have a 15-minute meditation, and then you take action. All right? And then you take action. And so action is the loudest form of information that you can give your being and your consciousness. How you act, what you do, what you say. It's super important to really, really, really get that. I just thought I would unshare my screen for a sec right now and ask, how you guys enjoying today? Is it... I told you I was going to go for it. I don't know if everyone, fully knew just how much I was going to go for it. I'm like, we're going for it. Yeah. Awesome. See, this is the highest level stuff that I got taught. Most people are living out a wound, and they're trying to do things in life to try to solve the wound. So, for example, they believe they're not perfect, and they're actually trying to do things to be perfect. Yet, because they believe they're not perfect, they can never have anything that would mean they're perfect. Because the way they've set it up, that this identity is pretending it wants that, but it doesn't want to die. And so that creates the oscillation. Let me say it a different way. If a person believes that they're not worthy, and they're going to help all these people to become worthy, they'll never experiencing helping all those people, because it equals a different identity. See, the identity conflict of I'm not perfect, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, the identity here doesn't equal the identity here. And so unless they die to the fact that they're already perfect enough and already good enough and already successful enough, until they die and experience that, they never get to experience a dream life that's there ready for them. And the more that you try to solve it, the more you get stuck on that hamster wheel and stay static in this idea. But if I just do that, I'll be safe, I'll be worthy, if I just do it. Silly little humans we are, aren't we? With this, it's like there's a cosmic joke, we're going to put in one consciousness this part of us that can dream about the future, and this other part of us that is so based in fear. And there's some, organizing structure just going, yeah, let's see how that turns out. So we really get this stuff, and we use business as the mechanism to help as many people truly express their fuller self. Because what I know is that the number one reason why people don't have what they love is because of structure, and then number two reason is that they don't have the money to do the things that they want. And so I want to say right now, it is time for you to become super conscious, and I hope that you're up for that. It's time for you to become super conscious, and what that means is to live that higher side. It's time to become super conscious. Here's what a super conscious creator can do, and just fill me in if you'd like to be this, if this is for you. And can I ask, through this, how many of you are already making the decision that you need to be in the Super Conscious Entrepreneur program, by the way? Because, we do this every week. I just finished the session earlier today. Number one, we recode toxic emotions and limiting beliefs of ease. A super conscious creator is happy and grateful now and excited to create more. A super conscious creator uses structure and intuition to manifest with precision. Super conscious creator, are you ready? has integrated their shadow and receives their full power. A superconscious creator, someone let me know if this is you, is a maniac on a mission, healthy and vital, living a life they love, expressing their true nature and purpose, and making the world a better place. That's what a superconscious creator is. And that's who and what we're really wanting to create. That's what it's all about. So are you committed to that? Is that for you? Is that for you? I'm so. Would you like to know how to create more money? Because I have a plan. I've added this in literally yesterday. I was thinking about all of you, and I want you to remember one thing. Money is a measurement of value. Okay? So the question you must ask yourself, how do you provide enough value for you to receive the money that you want to receive? Does that make sense? If you want to receive $10,000 a month, how do you provide $20,000 a month worth of value? That's the question, isn't it? So what if I told you I had an opportunity that everyone on this call can implement and make money, no matter who you are, whether you've got a business, not got an idea, and create passive income. What if I told you I had that idea? That all of you could do it based on just where you are and what you have right now. I'm going to show you. So here's how I figured this opportunity out. It all started last year. I was on a soul safari retreat in Africa, and by the way, I am so excited to take people out to Africa and do transformational sessions. Who would like to come out and hang out in a soul safari African retreat, take photos of wildlife, go and travel around, see them in their natural habitat, and then during the day, we do transformational work. It is so cool, and we're going to be doing them every single year moving forward. So anyway, I was out there last year, and there's a picture. That's me, by the way. These are my pictures there on the right. And I was sitting in the African jungle, and my life was about to change. After a day of literally on there chasing around lions and cheetahs. By the way, it's a photography safari. We're there to preserve the wildlife, just so everyone's clear. I was sitting in luxury, a beer in my hand, lost in my own thoughts, looking out over the Sabi sands and just taking it all in. And these are wild animals, and we got up right close. It was the last day of this 11-day adventure, and it had been one of the most transformative times in my life. And then suddenly, my phone jolted me out of my daydream. This was sitting on, this screenshot was sitting on my phone. And I had just released the Superconscious Path book the week before. You can see it's the second one down. This is a screenshot of Amazon. And my team was messaging me to say I needed to put my tax code into Amazon because there was $68,000 that needed to be paid out from my first book and another $4,000 to be paid out for my latest book. And I didn't even notice it. Now I want you to get this. This is only Amazon payout. It doesn't include physical bookstores, no audio books, none of that. It's just ebooks and print books just off Amazon. And there was $73,000 US. And I tell you, when you just get told you've got $73,000 US, you jump up and down and run over to your wife and you go, look at this! It is so freaking cool. Can you imagine it? I'm in Africa going, look at this. I just got to put my tax code in, right? Look at this. And by the way, this is royalties after the cost of publishing. See, Amazon's already paid to publish it. This is profit, by the way. This is profit. This is what? Because Amazon do the publishing. And so no matter how much money I've made, it's always fun to just make some more. It's always fun. And so I had this book out since 2021. It made me 70 grand in just 8 months. Now the tax ID just needed to be updated for the year. Okay, so it had only been 8 months or so, 7 months or so. Okay, so I want you to get this, is that, and really lean into this. This is so exciting. And so this changed my life. And so for you, there has to be something that everyone on this call could do to create money, right? It has to be something, every single one. What could it be? It must solve a big problem, right? You must be able to add value to the world. Remember, value is increasing satisfaction or decreasing pain. So what could it be? What could this one business be? The business is a book. The business is a book. That moment changed my life. How many of you would love to be able to make over $10,000 a month profit from people buying your book on Amazon? Someone type out I would if you would. See, here is why a book is the right business for everyone on this call. Number one, it will last forever. Your grandkids will read your book and their lives will change. Number two, it will position you as an authority in whatever industry you're in. Number three, we are conditioned to learn from books and search out books. Number four, it is really cheap in relation to value and allows people to buy more. People buy the books and want to get more. It builds a list of buyers, not just freebie people, actual buyers, real people. A book educates people to know who you are and you can solve their problem. And guess what? They still want more from you after they buy a book. Who's bought my book and then went, oh, that's enough, I don't want any more? Freaking no one, right? They want more. Now, when you have a book, you don't have to do a video, cold call, or post every day. You write a book and you put it up on Amazon. And everyone who's successful has a book. So get this, and let me know, is it true? Everyone here could write a book that solves a problem for an audience. Someone type in, yes, I'm going to show you a demo and I'm going to build a book on this call. Who knows that? Everyone here could write a book. You could write a book and solve a problem for an audience if you structure it the right way. It is one thing that every single person here can do. Every single person. And guess what? You can use the most powerful e-commerce giant to help you. So 40% of every dollar that's spent online is spent on Amazon. That is $76.7 million per day. And what is the number one selling product on Amazon? Books. Books. So what's great is Amazon becomes your marketing partner. See, they print the books, they hold the books, they do everything. It's called print on demand. I don't have any costs of holding these books. When someone buys the book, Amazon sells it to them, they take their piece, and then they pay this out to me. Does that make sense? It's called print on demand. There is no box of my books anywhere in the world. And if you get reviews, Amazon starts putting your book out to other people who want to buy it. Who has ever seen at the bottom of Amazon, people who bought that also bought this? Someone give me a yes if you've seen it. People who bought that also bought this. That is how Amazon does the marketing for you. The best part, it's free. You just pay when Amazon sells it for you. So if your book is crap and no one buys it, it doesn't cost you anything. You tell me a business that does that. Plus, with a book, you can create additional streams of income. So you can have a book and then you can turn it into an audiobook, yes? Is it true? You can create an audiobook. Second, you can create an online course from your book. My online courses are just my books, but videos. You can then use a book to sell products. If you have a natural skincare, or if you have, a certain juice, or if you have an accounting practice, or if you have a dance studio, you can use a book to sell those products. Is it true? So you can use the book to sell the products. You can use the book and then people want you to help them one-on-one through coaching or consulting. True? You can then take your book. Who would like to run a workshop, a seminar, or a retreat? All of my workshops, seminars, and retreats are simply just books with live experiences attached to them. You can then take a book and create affiliate sales. Maybe you want to help people to go on a health journey and you want to tell them to have this supplement and that thing. Every person out there will give you a percentage. By the way, if you're in our programs, I'll give you 50% affiliate to sell magnetic mind trainings. Someone type in a wow. We give you 50% affiliate commission if you're a client at a certain level to sell that out. And you can get media and podcast appearances. And on top of all that, ebook and physical book sales. So I want you guys to get this. You write one book and you can create 9 different ways of making money from it. Who's getting it? This is one thing that everyone here can do. It doesn't require you to be good at anything at all other than learning how to write. And by the way, you can write a crap book and get a good editor to help you. Now, The additional streams of income are growing like crazy. Audiobook sales are growing every single year, and you don't have to be the voice on the audiobook. You can get someone else to do that too. You can promote a book for free in all of these places. It's ridiculous that people aren't taking this opportunity. It can grow any business, and it can help you to make money passive and sit in Africa with me. And so for every dollar, I do my own advertising as well. On Facebook and Google, I advertise my book. And a bunch of you bought my book this week as well. So every dollar I spend on ads, at the moment, I'm getting $1.14 back for people buying my books. I'm literally paid to get leads and people to read my book. How good is that? By the way, think about this. If you could get 14% a month return on any business, on any investment, give the money. I'll give you all my money, right? You tell me a system where you can get a 14% return in a month, and it's a safer bet than humans wanting to buy books to solve problems. True? I'll give you my money if you can find that. Most investments are lucky to make 10% in a year. Here's the system I use to sell books. By the way, in the Superconscious Entrepreneur Program, we actually build this for you. So here's the book sales page. On the first page, it says, here's the book, and it sells it for $5 USD, which you go, wow, that's really cheap. But on the next page, we ask them to add more to their order. We have a 21-day Superconscious transformation, and then we also add another program. These are called upsells. I build this whole thing for you in the Entrepreneur Program. Does that sound good? We actually build it for you, multiple pages, so that you can get it done. Who saw that on the offer yesterday? That there was, that I said I'll build you, the web pages. Who saw that? Yeah. So we build that out for you, and you can use it completely in your own way. And so can I just ask, who would love me to build out that system for you and to create that so you can attract leads and write a book? Yeah? It is the secret to unlimited leads. If you want to get more customers and more clients into whatever you're doing, write a great book that solves a problem. I have done this in every successful business I've ever started. I wrote You're Not Broken in the Superconscious Path for Magnetic Mind. I wrote How to Become a High-Paid Digital Marketer in the Remote 4-Hour Workday in the Digital Marketing School. I wrote the Freedom Business Explosion and the Freedom Business Blueprint for a business I no longer run. My wife, there's her previous name, my wife wrote her book, A Millennials Woman's Guide to Love, Health and Success, and I had a dating and education business where my business partner, Ben Alexander, wrote this book. I wrote The Effective Entrepreneur in 2013, and last year we created the Superconscious Life Planning System, which is a journal as well. And just this last year, I wrote How to Become a High-Paid AI Consultant. So, look, I'm not telling you to do something I'm not doing. Okay, this is exactly what I'm doing. And the best thing, since sliced bread, is that once you know the structure of a book, AI can do most of the writing for you. So can I ask a big question? Could you see how this is an actual way that you could go and make money? I will share the software, yeah. Like, can you see, like, I'm not saying whether or not you will do it. I'm saying, could you see how this is a way that anyone that chooses to make money can do it? Yeah. And so, do you agree that writing a book is a way you could make money? And then the next question is, what could you write about? What could you write about? Could you write the top 10 ways to invest in 2024? Could you write a book on interviews? Could you write a book on, what could you write about? Who has lots of things that you could write about? Type in a yes if you do. There's a lot of things you could write about. And who doesn't have any idea? No idea. I want you to know this. Whether you have lots to write about or you're not sure, anyone can write a high profit book because it's not about you. Think about some of the best books you've read. You don't need to know who the author is. You just want to know what the book's going to do for you. Have you ever bought a book not knowing the author? Is it just me that buys a book not knowing the author? So, the first step is decide what you should write about. Okay? And I'm going to show you, then you structure the book. Writing is the easy part. So can I give you guys a demo right now? Can I put myself in the hot seat and give you a demo of how quick we can get a book idea together? And then I'm going to show you and give you all of the tools to make your AI and everything else. Should I do that? Okay. So you guys ready? So what's the time? Someone get the time right now, and let's get on the clock. Okay. So the first thing to do is we want to think of a problem that people have that a book needs to solve. Okay. So someone let me know what is a problem that we could write a book about. Let's just type in the chat box, right? Someone's typed in, yep. Let's see. What are some big problems out there in the world? Just reading them through. Wow, lots of problems. Yeah, lots of problems. Okay, I'm just reading through them. Getting a lot about like mental health, anxiety, that sort of stuff. Homeless, anxiety, child rearing. Yeah. Okay, so look, I'll show you something really cool. Okay, so if I go here to KD's to Amazon, the first tool that I'm going to teach you is called KD Spy. It's this little add-on here, and I'll give you a link to get a discount from it later. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to search Amazon, and I'm going to put in anxiety as and I've searched books. So I put this in. All of this is going to come up. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my little KD Spy here. And what KD Spy does is it's going to give me an insight to how much this book is selling. Okay, so if I click here on estimated monthly sales revenue, okay, I'm going to see, and who remembers from day one, this is the tool that I was showing you. So what have we got here? Estimated monthly revenue, 94,000. The anxious generation, how the great rewiring of childhood is causing an epidemic. Wow. That is a really, really good bloody title. 94,000 bucks a month. The anxious generation. Only 332 reviews. That's phenomenal. Next one. Unfuck yourself. Get out of your head. 10,000 a month. Stop overthinking. 23 techniques to relieve stress. Oh, I like that one. 23 techniques. And that's making $2,000 a month on Kindle. What's it doing on books? So I clicked across here to books. Where was that 23? There, it's number 2. 83,000. That top one's making $1.1 million a month. Who the heck wrote that book? I just have to look at it my own interest. Jonathan Haidt, you legend. How to be you. How do I be you, sir? Okay, back to what we're talking about. All right, everyone, go buy his course. That's incredible. Okay, I really like... Where did it go? Estimated monthly revenue. I really like this 23 techniques. Okay, I really like this. And how much was it making? In book sales, it was making a heck of a lot. So this one here, estimated monthly revenue. This one I'm looking at is making 83,000. Do you think that's a good topic? 83,000. I like it because it's a list. 83,000. I like it because it's a list. That's why. And so it's a list because I can do this. 23 techniques. See, it's not about the author, it's about techniques, okay? So I'm going to take this as an idea. So what have I done, okay? Is I have figured out here a topic of what you guys have put in that I know, okay? I know that this is going to be something that people are buying right now. Give me a yes if that makes sense. Yeah? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my book writing worksheet. This is what we teach in the process. And I need to create a target avatar. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to create a target audience for a book about, I'll just get rid of that, a book about techniques for overcoming anxiety. Yep. Format in a way, blah, blah, blah. Cool. So be specific. I don't think there's anything else I need to change. All right, enter. Cool. Let's see. We need to get a target market. Okay. So I think I've been in this end result for 4 minutes right now. Okay, so we've got the target market. So while it's writing the target market, I'm going to go back and get the next prompt, which is the book outline. Starts here, and then goes to that. Go back to GPT. Get rid of that. Book title. I'm just going to make up a book title: How to Overcome Anxiety with 11 Proven Techniques. Oh, that's a crap title. 11. I don't know why 11. 11 is a spiritual number. Proven techniques to overcome anxiety fast. Okay. Actors best blah blah blah. And here we want to get rid of that. That was just the last book that I was working on. Get rid of the topic. So the topic is how to use the superconscious. How to use the super and meditation to overcome anxiety, providing clear and steps. All right. Cool. So what was the next thing on my thing? Insert. That was that, blah, blah, blah. Insert that. Okay. So do you guys like that I'm doing this live, by the way? It's one of those moments where you hope that it doesn't screw up. You know what I mean? Could screw up. I guess that's what makes it good. All right. So we go and take this, copy that, put it in here, and I'll say, here is the target market. Bang, whack that in. Yep. And then the second half of it is here. Identify. Cool. Okay, so this is going to create the outline of the book. Okay, once I have the outline, I'm then going to be able to use a different tool, which I'll show you, to start writing the book. So there we go. Let's see if it works. Hey, come on, give us some good energy here, everybody. Let's see if we get a really good... by the way, what I'm about to show you here cost me $10,000 a couple years ago to get a book outline created. Here we go. Introduction. Hook. Start with a powerful personal story of someone overcoming anxiety. Overview. Purpose. Chapter 1. Understand anxiety and the power of your mind. Hook. Section. Subsection. What is anxiety? What is the superconscious mind? Yeah, nice. Meditation. Mindfulness. Chapter 2. Preparing for change. Guys, it is literally writing out my book outline as we speak. I love it. So it's sharing it. So if I grab, while it's doing it, because I don't want to waste your time, is I'm going to go and grab this and grab chapter 1. And I'm going to say, act as a best-selling author and write the first chapter in a book about techniques to overcome anxiety. Bang. Book title, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's see if that works. Let's see if it works. So I'm now getting my first chapter written. Let's see if it will write my first chapter. Chapter 1. Yeah, baby! It's away! And so it is going to write the whole chapter for me. Whew. Heart rate decreases. Sometime in a while, if it's your first time seeing GPT writing a chapter. So it's going to write the chapter for us. Now, a different one that I really like is Claude, and Claude is really, really good as well, and I like it too. So if I put the same thing into Claude, it can go and make it happen, and it can start writing the book. Now, you cannot upload complete. You cannot upload complete AI books to Amazon. Okay, that's not allowed. So you are going to have to edit it yourself, but this does a lot of the work for you. So here's Claude, which is another one helping. What I love about Claude is that it can actually get on the internet and help you with stuff. So you can get the chapters written. So ChatGPT can help you write. So can Claude. Okay, but it can get it mainly written for you. You are going to need to finish it off. Next thing, is this good? You must edit it and make it yourself to go on Amazon. So this is consensus. Can someone type in the tools I'm showing you? So ChatGPT, Claude, and now consensus. They're all free. Okay. Now what this does, okay, consensus finds research papers. So is the brain able to rewire itself from anxiety? And we get it to synthesize, and it will synthesize a bunch of different research papers, and it's going to go look at all the research papers out there. So instead of spending $5,000 to $10,000 a month, you don't have to go and have a full-time researcher. You can have consensus, highly cited, and there you go, boom. I've now found where I can get the study from, the snapshot generated, references, and everything here from these. There's 11 citations about what it is, and I can go now and take this and actually back up anything I'm saying. How good is that? So that's consensus. And so consensus, and I just typed that in, I had no idea, is the brain eating plastic? I'll put it in a plastic. And so, does it work with the question? And so it's really cool. So what this allows you to do is go and find any claims that you might have. See, the human brain is intrinsically plastic, allowing it to adapt. Highly cited study, 1,638 citations from 2005, and adult neurogenesis. So you can just go and you can find a whole bunch of ideas to back up what you're doing. Can I just ask, how many of you could literally go write this book on how to overcome, anxiety? What about this? If I just go act as a best-selling author of psychology books, what are the top 50 ways to overcome anxiety? Right? Like literally, this idea, you could do this, right? You could literally get out there and make this happen and do it. And so you can write a book and you could make money, whether it's $500. There you go, look. Here's the 50 here's the 50 ways. Cool. And so there's so many things. Okay, so anyway, I'm just letting you know how quickly we can start writing a book and make it happen. So there's a few other things. Over here is HeyGen. HeyGen is where I created the video avatars that I showed you before. So this here is, the video avatars that I was showing you. I can type in anything I want. This is the guy here, and I can add whatever voice I want to it. And this is called HeyGen. And I got two different avatars. Here's the other one. And here is where I did all the videos. It's called HeyGen. And so you can literally have your avatar talk out anything that you want. And that's exactly what I did. And so this is where you can have your AI voice put in here and everything, and have your video avatar. This is also where the translation happens as well. So you'll see here, I showed you those video translations earlier. And so there's the Filipino and German. I even did Mandarin. This is one I didn't show you. This is the Mandarin one. And so this is where I did it all. Okay, so it's called HeyGen. Does that sound good? Anyway, yeah, I don't know if it's going to play. I don't know. I don't know if that's right. I haven't had a check, so we'll just go with it. So anyway, I told you I would give you all of those things, and that's what I did. So what's that? 10 minutes? How long did that take me? 10 minutes? 13 minutes? And I know that I haven't written a whole book. I mean, obviously, but can you see that I found an idea, and we could do tons of ideas from how to get your best water in your fridge to how to do this to how to do that. You could find so many ideas. You can make it happen, and you can get started. And I believe that any single one of you would be crazy not to be able to do this, because when I wrote my book, it cost me 60, 70, 80,000. Well, actually, it cost me over 80,000 to do the book, and now you've got AI and all this ways to help you to write a book, to make an audio, and guys, you all know that the program's only a few $1,000s. We're going to show you how to write your book, your webinar, create your audio AI, your video AI. Who thinks it's an absolute no-brainer that even if not this year, but over a 10-year period, that course will help you make at least that money back, right?